Hey there! You guys ready to go over your Foxy Friends tutorial that you bought with your kit? I'm ready. I'm stoked. Okay, this is a stamp set that you bought with this or that you need. It's called Foxy Friends. And then you'll use two different ink pads, Calypso Coral and Smoky Slate. It doesn't come in your kit, but it's very essential that you buy a Memento Tuxedo black ink separate to use in this kit. Alright, I wanted to note that I will be giving you a free PDF to your email. That's very important to go through before you start because it's going to have all your materials that you're going to need to make your 6 cards. So these are your 3 cards that we're going to make, and you're going to make a double. There was an option if you wanted to save 10% in bundle. You could get this punch that coordinates with your Foxy Friends stamp set. It's not necessary for this kit, but I just wanted to make sure if you want that for the future, you know about it. Let's talk about your PDF. So in your PDF, you're going to have your dimensions so that if you in the future want to make these again and cut all the material yourself, you've got the dimension to do so. I'm also going to include other ideas because you can make other little critters and creatures with this stamp set, so I wanted to show you a picture of that. I'll include that in your PDF. Alright, so now I'm going to bring you up above and show you how to do the project. Welcome, Foxy Friends. Alright, let's show you your kit today. So it's going to come like this, pre-packaged, with enough stuff to make doubles of each card, and you have all 3 cards in here. Here is your design. This is the designer series paper that coordinates. You don't need it for your kit, which is really cool. I already got the amount that you needed and pre-cut it. I just wanted to show you how cool that paper is. I love that Stampin' Up! Has everything coordinating. It's pretty awesome. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Here's your first card that we're going to work on, and it's going to look like this, except just make sure you remember that you do doubles. Okay, you're doing doubles of everything, so you're going to do this twice. I would suggest doing it all at the same time, just together. Okay, so you're going to pull out your white cardstock, and it looks like this, and you're going to fold it in half. Make sure your corners match, and then grab your handy little folder. It's called the bone folder. You don't have to have that. You can do it without. I just think it's an extra little added thing. Wanted to point out that on your little fox, he was cut with the paper punch that coordinates with the stamp set. And I cut out the white here and pasted it for you, and the rest I cut out with Calypso Coral. It was just kind of detailed, so I made sure I did that for you. Okay, I went ahead and already stamped this and cut it, but I wanted to show you, you're going to get a white piece of paper like this, and it's meant for you to stamp twice, and then take your paper snips. I happen to really like these fine tip paper snips. They're pretty awesome. Take them and cut them, and one thing I like to do is cut like this, so you're only dealing with one at a time. Okay, so I wanted to show you that, and you guys know how to cut, and then let's get to the rest of it. Okay, so once you have your cardstock, I'm going to move everything else out of the way. This is your cardstock, the little drops. Flip it around to the back, grab your Snell adhesive, and open the little tab. And then just do your sides. I'm going to do this quickly just so we can save time. And I think you guys have seen me do this before. You just do sides, top, and bottom. And then one thing you want to make sure is that before you go down, make sure you feel like you're centered, because this is kind of hard to pick up and move again. And if you go over a little bit on the side, you just cut with your paper snips. Pretty easy. All right, we're gonna do your doily next. I wanted to note that the picture of the doily that I had was slightly different. This is Stampin' Up's new doily. So just put 2 little things of glue on the bottom, and you're gonna have a bigger half oval and kind of the bigger circle there, going north and south, and a little bit goes over your drops. Okay, so you're not dead center, you're just going slightly over there. All right, I already pre-cut this little designer series paper for you with the hearts. Flip it to the back, grab your multi-purpose glue or any type of glue that you have at home, straight across. Don't over glue because then it comes out all clumpy. Cool thing about this glue, I love it because once you set it down, you do have the potential for about, I want to say 20 to 40 seconds that you could move it around if you didn't like where you placed it. So that's really good for that. Okay, glue dots. I've talked about glue dots before. They're these little dudes. I don't know if you can see them. And they're really convenient for things like buttons and ribbon, and we're going to use it today on the very back here. And I just put one dead center there. You might need two, and then we're going to grab your gold thread. And what you do is you grab it with your thumb and your pointer finger, and then with your 4 fingers kind of spread, just kind of wrap around as many times as it will wrap for you. Perfect. And then what you do is you grab that in the center and kind of flip as you're going, okay? What you're kind of doing is just creating a crazy, chaotic, fun mess of goodness. And then I kind of grab that crimped part in the middle that I had, and you put it down on your little dot. So that's kind of the trickiest part of this whole thing. But then you're going to move it around and see where you want it. You do not have to do the thread if you do not want. It just adds an extra fun embellishment. So see, I'm just kind of playing around with it and moving it how I think it looks good. I like it like that. No more fuss. All right, let's go ahead and set that aside. And now we're going to go ahead and stamp your fox with the Memento black ink. So let's get that open. You're going to use this one. I like to show you in the stamp set. It's this one with the nose and the 2 dots a little further apart. And that's going to be your eyes and your nose. And it looks like, well, sorry, it looks like that. Okay, grab your Memento black ink and ink it up real nice. And then you're going to have it in within your white. So the 2 eyes are going across and the nose is at the very tip of your white. And I'll bring that up so you can see it. Just like that. Okay, set that aside. We're done with that. Clean off your stamp. Set that aside. And let's do his cute little legs. All right, his legs look like this. It's this stamp set right here. Looks like that. And I'm just going to get enough ink. Okay, so you can see through this. So you can see where you're stamping. And then you just commit. Go down, hold for a couple seconds, and that turned out awesome. I love it. All right, setting that stamp aside, we're done with that. All right, so you remember what the dimensionals look like. I've just cut a whole bunch of dimensionals. Looks like I need to cut a couple more. So you just take your scissors and go all the way up and cut a bunch of halves. These halves come in handy, trust me, they are awesome. Okay, so what we're gonna do is flip the body with the legs around, and we're gonna put on a dimensional and leave that backing until we're ready. And then this is a cool trick. I'm gonna show you today how to take 2 halves, add them on top of each other, so you're going sticky side on sticky side, and you're doing the half triangle within the half triangle so it fits. And it doubles up your dimension, so it makes it an extra tall layer. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I know I'm a dork. So grab a glue dot for your towel. So I grab the glue dots on the very end of my finger like this, but sometimes you can take the towel to the glue dot just like this. So you'd have your glue dot, bring your towel to it and pull it off. Be careful that you don't pull off your paper. And then you're gonna take the side with the glue dot, that little corner, and on his left hand side, put on your towel and just kind of move it around up and down where you want it to be. All right, we're ready to take off your backing now and go ahead and place him wherever you think he looks cute. Oh my gosh, this turned out cool. All right, I like him there. And then take your backing of your double dimensional, the double trouble, and put it up on top. Yeah, just put your little dude wherever you want him. You can even tilt his head to the side if you want, but I like it straight on for this one. All right, one other thing, I pre-stamped this a little thanks. Come to find out, we're all learning things, right? Come to find out that Stampin' Up's policy is that we can't, as demonstrators, sell a kit that has pre-stamped things on it. So I'm no longer able to pre-stamp anything for you guys. So what's going to happen in the future is if you have a stamp set, that this one that does not have any sayings or greetings in it, I'm going to have you buy a separate stamp set that has greetings, or just try not to use stamp sets like that. But I could not resist using this stamp set because it's like my favorite. Okay, as I was talking, I did the next step. This part can be tricky. You can do this as well with a Stampin' Up! Marker in the Calypso Coral. But what I did is I like put it on the side and I just let the white cardstock absorb a little bit of that Calypso Coral color. And then I'm doing it to the side, if you can tell. You know, and it does sometimes come out looking kind of messy, but I like the way that looks. And I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of that. Just one. You can do more than one if you want, but I just need one. And then we align him just below your hearts and a little bit to the right, leaving some space here for your button. All right, with this one, we're gonna flip in the back again with your leaves, put one more dimensional, take the backing off, and then we get to figure out where we want our leaves. I like it right there. Last things last, grab a glue dot, put it on, put it on your button. See how cool that is? You can put it on, pull it off, you got your glue dot, and then you can put him wherever you want. And then it makes this cool little button embellishment. We're done. Awesome. On to the next. Let's do our peekaboo. I wanted to point out something real quick about the peekaboo. You could do, I have different background papers for you that you can do with your peekaboo. So you're not going to have the same background papers for both of them. That's pretty cool, huh? All right. Just to make things go a little bit faster, I wanted to show you, let's just use this as our sample. I wanted to show you, you're gonna get this white piece of paper cut like this. You're gonna use this cute little thing right here, this kitten with the hands in the center of the belly, and you're gonna stamp twice with your smoky slate. I already did that. I already stamped him and I cut him out. So you're gonna cut him out where you're only cutting out the base of his body, not his head. Now, I was kind enough, and now I learned I can't do this, but I cut and punch, because I use this little punch. I cut out and punched your head. See, I wanted to show you this. If you have the punch, it's really cool because you can do the body, three different types of tails, and the different heads separate so you can punch them out. And that's what I did for you. So you'll be using this part, cut out your body. I already have it done for you. And then we're going to stamp on his cute little face, okay? And then these other pieces are all ready for you to go, but I'm going to set those aside. Let's stamp on your cute little kitten face. And the kitten face has the whiskers and the little smiley face at the bottom. So it's a little different than the one we used on the last one. Ink up your little kitten face just as much as you want. And center him in the center where he looks good. And go ahead and stamp away. And the key is just to hold your stamp for a second, and I think that comes out with the best looking stamp. All right, we got that part all done. Let's move on, shall we? This one's pretty fast at this point. We're gonna do one more stamping with your smoky slate. And we're going to grab this big piece. You may need a bigger block for this one. Grab that big piece, ink him up, and put them just slightly above the circle, so it's going to kind of outline your circle that you already have cut out. Wanted to point out that I use my Big Shot machine and my circle die to cut that for you. We are allowed to pre-cut and pre-emboss your kits for you. We just aren't allowed to pre-stamp. So I learned something new. Okay, then stamp it on the bottom as well, so it kind of looks like it's outlining top and bottom. Boom, I love it. I love it, I love it. Next step is we're gonna grab either your green glue or your Snell adhesive, and you're gonna get your Designer Series paper. It's two-sided. Pick the side that you like. Those foxes are so cute, but I like this side. And do a little bit of either Snell, or you could grab your green glue. I do like the green multi-purpose glue, and the reason being is because I can move this thing around. If, let's say, I want to position it a certain way, I can move it around. But I wanted to show you how to do it with both, just in case you don't have the multi-purpose glue. Okay, just figure out where you want it and glue. Okay? All right, we're going fast now. Okay, turn this little peekaboo that I stamped for you and put on some snail just straight across. And he is off to the left. I did not put him exactly to the edge of your card, and then just right across. Turn your red piece, that's a flag banner that I did for you. A little banner that I already pre-cut and pre-punched. Do a tiny bit of green glue, not too much of course, and then just put this across where you want it to be. Oh, that looks so cool. See how I like cool because I can move it around until I'm like, boom, I like it there. All right, turn your little kitten around and we're gonna do the dimensional trick again. Okay, one dimensional for the back of his body. Boom. And then we're gonna do two back to back. Remember that you align them. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Grab one piece, get the sticky side, grab another piece, pull off one side of your sticky, and that doubled up your dimensions for twice the dimension. Boom. All right, so grab your kitten, take off the dimensional little protectant, put him wherever you think he looks cute. I like him there. And then we're gonna take off your double dimensional backing and then put on your cute little kitten face. So cool. Okay, all we have left is the ribbon. I don't happen to have the ribbon with me, but basically what you do is you put it back behind and you tie on top. I wanted to mention that I included another piece of pull party. All you do is turn it around, put on your Snell adhesive, top, bottom, sides, flip it around, make sure your ribbon is above it, and put it down. What that does is it covers up your paper. See how we did this one upside down? So you want to cover that up. Okay, and so then your ribbon, basically this is how you tie your ribbon, okay? I did want to show you this real quick. You want to make sure that you have more length going at the bottom part so it's longer. The top part is shorter. And then you grab your shorter piece and do a loop. Pull this guy around and tie it like you tie your shoelaces. Now, the only thing that you need to do is once you have this part positioned, you just kind of move it around to where you like. Okay, move your little tags around, make it cute. And I did a glue dot behind so that I knew it was just gonna stay once I did my little ribbon. Okay, that is that. We are done with that card. So isn't that cool, the different backgrounds that you can do with that card? I liked it. I thought it was cool. Okay, to our last card, our final and my most favorite card. This one's actually pretty quick. All right, I have your pre-cut images, and then I had pre-stamped your Celebrate for you. Okay, let's first stamp your fox. And we're gonna do that with the Calypso Coral. Remember, this is how that you open. Little ledge, 3 dots, push away from you, you hear a click. Then there's this little leverage, like kind of hinge right there, and then you'll hear a little snap as you push in with your thumb. Okay, grab enough ink on your fox, which I love that amount of ink. Center him, you can see exactly where you're putting him, and then center him in the center of your circle. Now the trick with this one is just make sure that you hold it, and then you want to make sure that the ink looks uniform, like there's no bubbles, there's no lighter color, and that's where you know that you've inked it, and put enough pressure on your stamp to get that image. Perfect. All right, let's grab our little eyes that we've used throughout and our black Memento ink, and we're going to do the eyes on this little fella and his nose. There you go, dead center. He looks awesome. All right, I'm gonna close my ink so I don't mess up my paper. And then let's set that aside for a second. Grab these 2 pieces, flip back the side that you don't want. So we're not using this gray drop. And then put on your Snell adhesive really quick. You really don't need a ton. And then we're going to line this on top. Flip that around to the back, and we're going to use our Snell again. Do the corners. And remember that you go up north when you're done with that. And then let's go ahead and adhere it on. Okay, this is not exactly centered. It's slightly lower than dead center. So like the bottom third is where we're putting that. Grab your smoky slate and your 2 mushrooms. Okay, I'm gonna tell you which mushrooms you need. You need this mushroom with the 3 little dots and the tiny little mushroom. We're gonna do the bigger mushroom with the 3 dots. And the trick I learned with this is you stamp right above your calypso coral, have a good even pressure, and make sure that you have enough space in between so you can put a little mushroom in between. And then I'm going to leave a space because I know that part's going to be filled with your circle. And let's just do one more of these little guys at the very end right there. Perfect. Clean it off and see what I did on I've done this trick with you guys. You can use the same block and just kind of align these separate so you can see through them, and just flip it around and use the same block. It's a time saver. Okay, stamp your little mushroom, kind of zigzaggy. I did different directions, just in between. And I think that turned out kind of cool. I like it. I'm gonna do one more little half on the end there. Oh, perfect. Love it. Okay, turn around your fox and put on just enough adhesive, 2 or 3 strips, to put this on your black. Center it in the middle, pressure, flip it around, and we're going to use dimensionals. Okay, I did 2 dimensionals on this one, 2 dimensional halves. You can use fulls, that's fine too. Take off your halves. Let's figure out where we want this guy to be centered. So cool. All right, and then your last step is I have this Celebrate already punched and stamped. Now this is one of the coolest versatile stamps that I like in the new catalog. It's called Thoughtful Banners, and the Thoughtful Banner duo or double punch. And those come bundled for 10% off. Anyways, I use that to do your Celebrate. Remember that you gotta put that down, and it has a dimensional on the back. All right, everybody. Whoa, we did it. You're officially part of the Foxy Friends fan club. I had a lot of fun today. Thanks for coming, and call me or text me if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Bye.